Ended up wanting to see why I was having a couple different electrical issues on the interior of the car. Now, this was when I installed the wideband O2 sensor. Let me show you. When I installed that wideband O2 sensor right here, after I did that, I like stuck my hand behind this area here, and after I did that, the interior clock stopped working, the memory function on my radio stopped working, the seat belt stopped auto retracting when the only way it would auto retract is if you had the key in the ignition and then you open the door, then it would auto retract. It stopped auto retracting when no key was present in the ignition. So I went ahead and I thought maybe the fuse I installed. Oh, pretty poor lighting. There we go. Maybe the fuse I installed for the wideband O2 sensor, maybe because I tapped off of that on some ignition switch circuit, it fumbled with some stuff. So I removed the fuse and I keyed it on and I tested it out, and it didn't seem to have any effect. And then the number one thing you should always check is your fuses. So I went ahead and I looked at all my fuses, and I set my multimeter to continuity check, and I went ahead and I continuity checked every single one of these fuses. I went ahead and I looked at all the fuse locations and what they go to, and one of them caught me for a loop, and it said room clock. And I thought to myself, well, that fuse ohmed out okay, or it continuity checked okay, and I even put my my test light on it, and it was getting voltage. The incandescent bulb was lighting. I'll show you right now. The incandescent bulb on my test light was lighting. So I was like, well, what's going on? And I pulled it, and lo and behold, I've never seen this before. Let's see if I can get this to show or not. But the fuse blew, and then when it blew, it fell inward and still completed the circuit, which I thought was very, very interesting. I've never seen that happen before, and it passed the continuity check. And then, for sanity's sake, I went ahead and I flipped through all my fuses. I pulled every single one of them out. And then there was another one right here that also did the same thing, this 15 amp. And then I sent this to a friend of mine. I sent this picture to a friend of mine saying, hey, there's another one that did it. He pointed out there was actually a piece of wire along the bottom. I didn't even see that. And he saw it in the picture. So good eye on you, man. Yeah. I just wanted to... But yeah, anyways. So after replacing all of those fuses, I replaced actually 3 fuses, 2 15s and 1 10. And after replacing all those fuses, I have my dome light works again, which is a plus. This seatbelt retracts. So if we, where are my keys? There they are. So this seatbelt retracts, and the other nice thing is that the chime for my key and ignition with door open is working again. We can key on the seatbelt. That's fine and normal, but the big thing is that the clock is working again, which is awesome. I'm assuming the memory function on the radio will continue to work, and the other thing too is, so then we'll key off and open the door, and we see that the seatbelt retracts again. So that's great. And another thing is the central locking is almost working again. So back there we can see that oh, no, you can't see it. So back there you can see the lock for the slide door is still unlocked, and then we can also see that the lock for the passenger door is still unlocked, and then when I go to lock the driver's side, we get the driver's side, the passenger side, and I get a noise from the hatch telling me that that one's locked, but the slide door hasn't locked. So maybe there's another fuse panel or something, but you know, just to check the rear, I can't open it, so that's great. The only odd thing is that when I unlock this, it only unlocks my door when it should unlock all of them. But another thing actually, which is cool to know, is this should, I actually haven't tested this out. Let's see if it works. Hey, that's very interesting. So the rear, the side door is actually on a separate locking circuit, because this is no longer working it. So I wonder what's wrong with that one over there. Could be dirty contact somewhere. I'm not really sure, but that's cool. Awesome. Well, I'm making progress with all the electrical nonsense in this car. Good stuff.